Cafe. Rise and shine, baby. Wake and bake. Clear out your mind, maybe. Just take a break. Low cal cafe. Chill out with us today.
You changed it up on me. I was waiting for the chillest. Well, while you figure that out, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, the 12th of February, and you're here with your host, Ken, and the lovely Miss Beans. I have to keep it. I have to keep the lovely Miss Beans that Ken always talks about. While he figures that out, what do you guys have in your cup? I know I asked in the chat, but some people may have funneled in and not contributed to the conversation. Um, Today I have a little matcha latte. It's mostly milk. And I do have my coffee in my little bear cup because we're gonna have a very good day as always. Mhm. We're gonna have to give Noopy a really rude awakening every morning just to check OBS settings. Yeah, I'm just looking back on the video and apparently yeah, they can't hear you. For the month of February, your computer is not showing you a lot of love.
It's really not. All right. There may be an echo with me talking right now. Yo.
Maybe an echo. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard you for a second. Oh, we hear you. We hear you. No, there's no echo. Wait, there's a delay.
All right. What about now? Can y'all hear me?
Waiting. We can hear you, yeah. All good.
Beautiful. All right. I don't know.
The Boomer Report.
Yeah, it really is the boom boom report right now.
Well, Thank you, LBS, for keeping us on our toes this morning and waking us up just a little bit.
So here's what's funny. In the settings for the output, it changed again to only 2500 bit rate. It's weird.
It is.
Like, I don't know
weird.
what's going on.
I remember yesterday. I'm sure I saw something about people saying something about like your processor or something. I don't know. Go to Tech Talk. I'm not Tech Talk.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that.
Jay is actually a very lovely person, and he's very helpful. He told me if I ever needed help, like setting up the stream deck, I can always go to him.
Beautiful.
Necro with the Australian 20. Boomer Ken is best Ken, he says.
Appreciate you, Negara. You are beautiful.
Well, since everything is all nice and fixed for now, hopefully,
Yeah.
let's move on to the Daily Espresso. So today is February 12th, 2025. There are 21 days left until Hatch Day for our
Ooh.
famous Big Bear Eagles, Jackie and Shadow.
Exactly 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
So as you see here, so Jackie and Shadow are sitting tight, proving once again that patience is a virtue. Unless you're waiting for your Amazon delivery, then it's a nightmare.
We're waiting on my audio to work.
Too.
So they got some overcast, some rain. Beautiful.
Well, humans do have baby showers. I guess this is an eagle shower?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's beautiful. Oh, man.
It looks lovely, though.
Oh, yeah. But it feels amazing up there.
It feels nice and calming.
Yeah.
Community Cardio chimed in saying cuddling in the rain is the best. I do agree with you. I think the best thing is whenever you're like super tired and there's like a nice rain going outside, you hit it,
Oh, yeah.
you hear it hitting like your window and you take like a nice deep nap. And I'm not a nap person.
Yeah. So when I go to sleep, or me and the wife go to sleep, we keep YouTube up a video of rain for like 12 hours with like music in the background. It's beautiful.
That's lovely. I remember you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the daily horoscope, I do want to give a shout out to Mama Beans. Mama Beans has been very supportive lately, and she brought me some Valentine like little decorations to have in the background. I even have.
That's
Give me
beautiful.
one moment. I even have Keemstar's grandpa here. He's keeping me company.
Hell yeah. Oh, Papa Gnome.
Papa Gnome over there.
That's beautiful.
Let me know if my camera unfocuses because it's dumb like that.
Perfect.
Mama Beans, super supportive. Give some love for Mama Beans. Also, another thing which is very exciting, we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. We're at 2.93K right now.
Hell
So
yeah.
if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that button and give us a little like on this live stream. Just because it shows us that you guys are liking what we're doing and it pushes us a little bit harder to make everything better.
Definitely. Definitely.
So now we're going to go into the daily horoscope for today. So Aquarians born on February 12th have a quiet strength. Their wisdom is based on karmic experience, yet they live according to society's constraints. They have spiritual power to heal others psychic wounds. I guess like the little bubble
Spiritual.
of They have the spiritual, I already read that. Their Aquarian nature draws people to them, but they are loners at heart. I guess that's a weird way to say they're introverted, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Although
definitely.
Although February 12th folks enjoy the company of others, they have a difficult time making close friends. They like to feel as they can attract the most eligible romantic partners, which is a very lovely thing for Valentine's Day coming up.
Yep.
It says here that people born on the 12th enjoy exercise and don't care how hard they need to work to keep themselves in good physical condition. I think that's something that we should all strive for.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
Everyone.
exercise, Ken?
I do. Like my side job, I do. It's a lot of
Mhm.
movement, going up and down stairs a lot, carrying things. So I do get my exercise from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to have a very physical job. I mean, it sucks like while you're doing it because you're always so tired, right?
Yeah.
But it's good because it keeps you in shape.
Oh,
That's what
definitely.
I like about it.
I'll tell you what's funny though. The beginning of this sounded like Becky. They like to feel as if they can attract the most eligible romantic partner, but then at the bottom it says they enjoy exercise.
I
Sorry,
mean, she
Becky.
was. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she enjoyed it when she was doing those jumping jacks. If you saw that episode of Queens.
Of course.
So next, we're gonna move on to this day in history. So February 12th today, on the February 12th, 1999, the 5-week impeachment trial of Bill Clinton comes to an end, with the Senate voting to acquit the president on both articles of impeachment, perjury, and obstruction of justice.
Ooh.
Moving on to something also very presidential. In 1959, the Lincoln Memorial design on the U.S. penny goes into circulation. It replaces the sheaves of wheat design.
Yeah, the wheat pennies.
Wheat
Have you ever
pennies.
seen the
I
old
never
wheat
really
pennies?
heard.
So it's a penny, and it literally says 1 cent, and then there's like 2, I guess, flowers of wheat, whatever you want to call it, like on the sides.
That's interesting.
Yep. Doug Savannah with the 5. Oh, it's coffee time. You damn right it is.
Heck yeah.
I have the oatmeal coffee this morning. I need it.
Oh, show us your cup. I see that it's a new looking design.
Let's get lost.
Lost.
Yep, that's what it says.
That's a
I don't
really
know
nice
the
design.
context. I
I think we
thought it was a
could.
pretty cool looking cup.
Well, we can add context, and the context today is going to be let's get lost in this news.
Ooh. Let's do it.
It's very interesting to have a like a penny sort of in this day in history little excerpt because yesterday we talked about how pennies might be taken out of circulation.
Yeah, facts. I don't know if they could ever really do that. You brought up really good points yesterday, like taxes and all that. So
Mhm.
all the prices would literally have to round down or round up if they did that.
Exactly. What was I gonna say? Finding my place. In 1909, the NAACP is founded.
It's beautiful.
Very important. Actually, I got a little story. So whenever I was president of the student government at my college at one point, we had a little, what was it? It was like a panel, and it
Mhm.
was during the time where there was a lot of uprising due to political climate and things of that nature. And the local president of the NAACP here was kind enough to come and talk on that panel, and I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Always go to panels. You can learn a lot of new things. And speaking of learning new things, maybe you might learn some new gift ideas for Valentine's Day.
One moment.
Mhm.
Messy Stressy with the Australian 5. Big ups, Ken, and that majestic voice. Haha. Love from Australia. It's 2 a.m. bedtime now. Have a good show. Hashtag F Becky.
I was getting so nervous. I was getting messy stressy because I was waiting to put that coin in that jar.
You are not today. You are not today.
Let's make a bet. I want to get chat involved. Do you think that we're going to have a coin in the swear jar today? Yes or no? Put W's in the chat for yes, put L's in the chat for no. Oh, we do have another from Nevrop 4202
Nice.
999. Hi, Ken and Beans. I got Cafe Bustelo today to drink with the show. Have a good day. Hey, a Bustelo partner.
The GOAT. So Seek thinks I'm gonna cuss and drop something in the jar. Thank you. Challenge accepted.
So again, we're going to move on to the Valentine's Day countdown. There's only 2 days away for Valentine's Day, and we have some last minute gift ideas. So there's something called a code names duet. I think that's what it says.
Yep.
For the Valentine who loves game night. Ooh. Codenames is a popular party game that pits two teams against each other to guess words based on your team's single word description. This version, however, is a two-player version that's perfect for couples. Ooh.
That's adorable. Jackbox. People need to get into Jackbox. That is such
Jackbox is a really fun game.
Yes, it is.
Tabletop fire pit. S'mores, anyone? Wishing you could cozy up to a fire with your Valentine, but without the smoke, hassle, or having to sit outside in the cold? Look no further than this concrete tabletop fire pit. It instantly sets a romantic vibe for the night in, and you can use it to make s'mores.
Interesting.
It is interesting. So I did see Newport Poppy in the chat saying, you guys, wait. The feelings I see you giving. The feelings up.
I can't.
That's weird. What?
I'll mess with you. Go ahead.
I'm having a day. I think it's because I dabbled. I double caffeine today. I have matcha and coffee. So instead of like my brain being too slow that I can't process words, now it's like trying to process all the words at the same time, and it's making me trip over myself.
This is cup
So
number
Newport
3.
Poppy. Cup number 3, oh gosh. Newport Poppy was in the chat saying, I see you guys giving a lot of suggestions for people for Valentine's Day, but what about the people who don't have a Valentine's? I think a lot of these Valentine's gift ideas can also be self-love gift ideas. I mean, except like the couple like game thing. Like obviously you need 2 people to do that, but you can make s'mores by yourself. Or I remember the silk pillowcase. That's a very nice thing if you have like curly hair like me, or just want to prevent
Wife
wrinkles.
has it.
You can always buy yourself things and just like make it. If you wanted to buy something lately and you're like, oh, I don't really have the money for it, or like I should save money, or I don't really need it, maybe splurge just a tiny bit this Valentine's Day and give yourself a little self-love.
So Dean with the $4.99, proud to have become your pay pig this morning. Have a great show. Are you a pay pig, Dean?
Thank you so much. He was talking about being a pay pig, but I'm not 100% sure. The cool thing is that you can go into the Discord, and now everybody has like their roles like attached to their Discord.
Oh yeah,
Their
like per
Discord
show.
thing.
Per show, yeah.
Mhm. I
That's
really like
beautiful.
that feature, but at the same time, I don't like that feature because I feel like some people might Oh, somebody's being dirty. Somebody's being dirty in the Discord. I just got that. Somebody mentioned me in Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, please be a cash cow or higher to be able to get access. We have a lot of fun there. But we have a dirty Dan in the Discord saying self-love is an interesting way to call the M word.
The what word?
You self-love by yourself in a room, maybe with some lotion and tissues.
Oh, gooner.
Gooning, yeah, gooning. That's an interesting way to put it too. We're not talking about that self-love. We're talking about nice, calm, family-friendly self-love.
Dean, thank you. Appreciate you, sir. Dean, you're always a beautiful man. Thank you. I need to try to
So
fix
next-
something because when I talk, I hear it now. And it's throwing me off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. Let me-
But when I talk, it doesn't throw you off, right? Because
No,
I don't
not at
want to
all.
make you
No,
go crazy.
continue. No, you're good.
Okay, then that's the perfect way for me to segue into Brood for Your Brain Useless Facts. So, do you know that you can hear rhubarb growing in the dark? So, the process of growing it in complete darkness forces it to develop so quickly, as much as an inch a day, that you can actually hear the squeaks and creaks and pops as it grows bigger. Another useless fact is lemons float, but limes sink. Why do you think that is? Well, because limes are denser than lemons, they drop to the bottom of a glass while lemons float to the top. And it says here, seriously, try it. Interesting. Oh, I need to have an interesting jar because there was somebody in the Reddit.
All right. Chat, let me know if y'all can hear me. No. It could also be like rebar. All right, so we're good. Y'all can hear me? We're good? All right, beautiful. You know what I had to do? Delete the microphone and then re-add it. That is so dumb. That makes no sense whatsoever. How is that possible? I think they're messing around. How? I literally just removed my microphone and turned it back on. Let me see. That makes no sense. Here, talk real quick. All right, let me try one more thing. Oh, that's why. That's why. I got it. You should be good now. All right, talk. You should be good. Oh. Bad echo. Bad echo. That was a terrible echo. All right, talk again. Still echoing. Why? That is so weird. All right, try again. All right. All right, so that is so weird. I don't know what the hell happened. You still can't hear yourself? All right. Let me do one more thing. Yes, my desktop is not muted, guys. There's one other thing I can do. All right, talk. All right, so you're coming through an OBS. So that's good there. And let me try one last thing that I could think of. I'm really thinking about just uninstalling OBS and reinstalling it and trying it and just starting fresh because this is dumb. All right. Talk again.
Welcome to Local Cafe. Today is February 12th, and we are here.
We're on the delay.
Oh, I heard myself.
There you are. All right, we're good. We can hear you now.
Awesome. Awesome.
So you know what I had to
now
do
I
there?
know where we
I
stopped.
literally had to disable desktop audio and re-enable it. I don't know, man. This is fun, guys. I apologize. You know, let's get a. I don't know what happened. This is funny. All right. Let's continue, Beans. Let's continue.
Well, since we're in the mood for it, let's move on to I Can't with Ken.
Ah. So evidently there's a video of a girl on the road. She's driving using intuition, not vision. Drama Alert covered this last night, or not, or when on X, I mean. Let's give this a nice little watch, shall we?
This is how bad bitches drive. You don't need your vision, you need your intuition. I feel the road. This
What are your initial thoughts there, Ms. Beans?
I believe they should be charged with endangerment. But that's just me.
I agree. I definitely agree. So what I take from this is if you look at her van or whatever this is, you look at the decorations she has around, a lot of leaves and all that, green inside. I got a feeling she's one of the hippie clan, and I don't know. She's probably on another level thinking about things, and we'll leave it at that.
I think the best thing about this generation is they have the need to record all their crimes, so it makes the justice system just like
Much
way
easier.
easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that she does get charged with something at least, because making a video and putting it online, you never know who's going to see it, especially like young children or impressionable people, and they might try to replicate it, and I'd rather not have people get hurt because of somebody else's stupidity.
Facts. I agree.
That's my thing.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think she's one of those really, really, really deep thinkers that just get so deep into the rabbit hole of things it just doesn't make sense anymore. And she's trying to prove a point. That's what I think.
Somebody in chat chimed in saying, this is why women don't need to drive unless emergency. I'm sorry, ladies.
Beautiful.
Hey, I'm completely fine letting go of the wheel, because I love when Grim drives for me and I just sit in the passenger seat, like jamming out to music or like just on my phone or something. I love being no brain when I'm with my man.
What I love is whenever we drive more than 30 minutes, she's passed out instantly.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's a heavy sleeper whenever we drive. I used to make fun of her or whatever, and her parents actually told me when she was a baby and she used to cry, they used to drive her around to help her go to sleep. And that helped her fall asleep. So now
That's nice.
into adulthood, and she still falls asleep at the wheel. Not at the wheel, sorry.
So
In the
now
car.
anytime that you guys have like a fight or anything, or you're just annoyed by her, you're just like, let's go on a drive, baby. I'll take you somewhere.
Nah. Usually I'm the one who has to eat crow because it's my fault. And then I bug her to death, and then she finally, caves in and lets me kiss her on the cheek. And then about an hour later, I show up with some sort of sweet treat. And I'm like, here is some, a peace offering, if you will.
Ladies love sweet treats. I love my sweet treats.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of a sweet treat, let's give Joel the Tank Guy a sweet treat with our Tank fact of the day.
Yank.
I never know how to say it.
Yank. I saw Joel in the chat. He dropped the yank. So the Warthog armored all-terrain vehicle was introduced into the British Army following the 2008 Warthog urgent operation requirement. God, that was a lot of words. For service in Afghanistan. Oh, Afghanistan. I was 2 months out from going to Afghanistan before I got medicaled out. Sad. Anyways, Warthog is an improved version of Singapore's Bronco all-terrain tracked carrier. They were fitted with the British Army's required equipment, including a more powerful engine and transmission, digital communication equipment, that's a lot of words. Digital communications equipment, a situational awareness system, bar armor, and electronic devices to counter improvised explosive devices, or IEDs. IEDs suck. Valentine's for the tank lovers. So the chat put in something awesome. You know what I'm saying? This is specifically for Joel, guys. Get over it. This is for Joel. No one else. Give the man 5 minutes. So we have the Valentine's Day guide to Yanks. So if anybody wants to get Joel something, obviously they have the tanks for being my with the puns. You know what I'm saying? We got Yank beer. Mr. Joel, I know you're like your beverages. So we'll leave it there. Scale models. So if you actually want to put a tank together, right? Obviously, it's not going to be the size of a real one. But, they got different tanks out there that you can put together, bro. And slippers. Guys, look at this. This is beautiful right here. I like that. Get Joel some slippers. Then obviously you have the clothing. So, Joel, this is for you, buddy. Hope you have a wonderful day on Friday. Hopefully, whoever your Valentine is, get some Yank memorabilia.
So we have Ace of Spades in the chats asking, why do IEDs suck, Ken?
Improvised explosive devices. So, when you're in certain areas of the world and you're fighting certain fights of the world, sometimes there's something called guerrilla warfare that happens. Part of guerrilla warfare is using IEDs. One of the basic ways that these people used IEDs was they would have a transmitter, right, attached to the IED, and they'd have a code set. So where you call it on your phone, you hit the code, it triggers, boom, right? When you're in convoys driving, you have to be aware of, what's around you, because you don't know if something is on the side of the road. You don't know if there's like a pothole with some brush over it trying to cover something up. And for me, I was driving 5,000-gallon tankers full of fuel. So really had to be vigilant on IEDs. But, they just suck. That's why.
Understandable.
Yep.
So our next segment is going to be the Cooking with Ken segment. If you haven't had breakfast today, we do have a daily breakfast recipe. I believe this is for blueberry muffin French toast. That sounds very yummy.
Oh, yeah. So the cool thing about French toast is you can take basically any bread you want and make it into French toast. A lot of people do like croissants. You know what I'm saying? Croissant French toast. Muffins is another big one. What I like to do, especially with like cornmeal, like a Jiffy cornbread mix, sometimes you can use that as like a batter and fry it to get like your cornbread French toast. I love using it for pancakes as well, like corn pancakes or cornbread pancakes. Bruh, amazing. But
I never thought of using Jiffies for breakfast like that. I
Oh,
always
I'm
just
telling
make
you.
cornbread.
I'm telling you. Something else I did. Sorry, I got an itch. Something else I did was.
You're itching for that breakfast.
No, I'm telling you, I'm getting hungry. You know what I'm saying? Christo's actually has a honey cornbread. So if you do that, obviously you get your honey taste. Or if you get the Jiffy, you make your batter, you pour it in there, just pour honey over it, right? Over top, so that way you get that honey flavor. What a lot of people don't do, which my mother taught me this, is before you put the cornbread mix in to the pan to bake, you put butter, right? About half a stick of butter, depending on how big it is. And you put that in the oven to let that butter melt. Once you let that butter melt and you pour the batter over it, that's how you get that dark crust around the bottom of the cornbread. So that way, whenever you cut into it, nice and crispy. Bruh. Bar none. Bar none.
Another thing, sorry, this is a
Ah,
little
go ahead.
scientific,
Go ahead.
but depending on the color of the pan you use also determines the color of the crust that you're going to get. So I believe if you use a lighter pan, it's going to be not so dark, and then if you use a darker pan, it actually gets a little bit darker. Or maybe I am mixing those two up, but that's a little bit scientific for you guys. Try it out. So it says here in the start of the ingredients, you need 4-day-old jumbo blueberry muffins. I'm sorry, but if I have blueberry muffins in my house, they are not going to be 4 days old. They're going to be 0 days old and in my stomach.
So the thing is, you have to leave them out and I kind of understand why, because you want not completely dried out, but if they're too moist, obviously the batter will fall right off. So you need it to be dried up a little bit in order to soak up your batter for the French toast.
So
I'm
4-day
getting hungry,
old
guys.
jumbo blueberry. Sorry, itching. 4-day old blueberry muffins, 3 large eggs, 3/4 cup refrigerated French vanilla non-dairy creamer, 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 3 tablespoons of butter, confectioner's sugar optional.
I don't do
And the
confectioner's sugar.
directions. You don't mess with that.
Nah, too much.
Too much.
Too much.
That makes sense.
My sugar.
Well, you like regular sugar. You don't like confectioners.
I actually like the golden, less processed sugar.
I use that for my coffee every day. Fun fact. So it says here for the directions: trim rounded tops off of muffins to save for another use. Cut remaining muffins crosswise into half-inch slices. In a shallow bowl, whisk eggs, creamer, cinnamon, and in a large skillet, heat butter over medium heat. Dip both sides of the muffin slices in egg mixture. Place in the skillet and toast for 2 to 3 minutes on each side or until golden brown. If desired, dust with confectioner's sugar.
So I got it up here for the chat, so that way they can screenshot it, or if they want to try this out, they can take a picture, just pull up the YouTube video. This kind of breaks it down. Obviously, if you know how to make French toast, it's kind of similar. You're just using muffins. Someone in chat, who are you? Who are you? Oh, Christopher said Costco muffins are so good. Yes, they are. Costco muffins are beautiful. They are so, so good.
Stephanie said if you put sliced bananas with a little butter on a pan and get it nice and caramelized, it's the best thing for French toast.
So fun fact, I like bananas when it's starting to go dark on the skin, right? Because they get a little mushy because they're sweeter, right? I hate banana bread. Don't like banana pancakes. I'm iffy on banana pudding. But I like bananas when they're starting to get sweet. There's still a little bit of bite to it, to where it's not just complete mush.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate green bananas or yellow bananas. I need them to start.
Really?
Yeah, I need them to start getting dark. That's how I eat mine.
Well, you mentioned pudding. If you guys have a Buc-ee's near you, which is the greatest thing ever, I've just discovered them, Buc-ee's maybe a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yep.
They have the best banana pudding. I didn't know that until I bought one, and I never had banana pudding ever before.
Really?
And the first bite was just so good. And I don't even like pudding like that.
Yeah.
So if you have a Buc-ee's near you, please try it. Next is the quote of the day. Would you like to say it in your lovely, lovely voice, Ken?
No, because I'm a butthead and my docket went away. I closed it out by mistake. So good job, Ken. Let me.
The quote of the day
Let me
is
go
your
get that.
worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. It's a very interesting quote. I think it's very true because I feel that way a lot. Sometimes I say I don't mind the haters because you can't say anything to me that I haven't said to myself, right?
Oh, exactly. And again,
Yeah.
they are your biggest fan. You got to remember that too.
Mm-hmm. Haters are my biggest motivators, as they say.
Hey. Yeah,
We also have,
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just off. This is off right now. Yeah, we're good though. I'm good. We got it.
you're all good. So can you pull up the tweet of the day? It's all the way
Oh,
at
yeah.
the bottom
I
of
got
the
it.
Daily Expresso.
Oh, Jordy Jordan. Jordy Jordan, my buddy.
Cute.
GG's Jordan.
It's just so weird seeing wings so affectionate. If
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the word.
Yeah. I mean,
Because some people Yeah, some people see him as a very callous man, but I do feel like he has a big heart somewhere in all that.
Yep.
I'm
So
sorry, that sounds mean.
real quick, Machiavelli said, Ken, still in the parents' room? No, sir, I'm in my guest room. Because when we got this house, YouTube wasn't even a forethought in my head that I'd ever be doing it. So, making the best of it.
Some people are asking like why I did like this motion. I'm suppressing Mean Beans. I know some people want Mean Beans to come out, but Mean Beans is going to stay in here because cafe is not the place for her.
Oh, yeah. Nah, you're good. Yeah. Nah.
But you know what is the place for cafe?
What's that?
World news.
Ooh, yes. We love our world
We
news.
have a news. I learned so much just by doing this show because I'm not very privy to the news like ever. But now that I'm like forced to like read news, I learned so much about what's going on, which could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what news we're reading. But here I see we have a general section now. This is new. So a potent winter storm brings treacherous conditions across a swath of the U.S. 2 more are right behind it.
Ooh.
It says here, the first of this week's back-to-back a lot of winter storms had dumped snow, ice, and rain over a 1,500-mile stretch of the eastern U.S. this Tuesday. So the second winter storm will hit some of the same areas in quick succession and dump the most substantial snow of the season over Chicago.
Ooh.
The third storm is most serious flood threat in Southern California has faced. The third storm is the most serious flood threat Southern California has faced since January's devastating wildfires.
So yeah, if you, I have a interactive map. This is CNN weather. So if you click 24 hours, it's just this section of the Midwest going up towards the lakes. At 48 hours, look at the difference, guys. Boom. So we're hitting California, coming into the Midwest, right? Matching in, then we go into a New England. And then 3 days, even more. So yeah, we're really piling down in the northern western part of the country. It's going to be beautiful. So to everyone that lives anywhere close, thank you, Ed. To anyone that lives here in this region, please be careful. Please be careful.
Where was all this when they had the wildfires? The flood would have been very, very beneficial to them.
Oh, 100%.
Also bad, but like, balance out things.
Definitely.
There's Kevin D in the chat saying the groundhog got it right this year.
There it is. 619 Poker King, this show is Malo. Well, we try to be. We try and be different than the rest of the LCU, sir. If you're not one of the founding watchers, best I could say, this is the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest show in the entire LCU. We don't argue. We don't yell. We just drink coffee and look at current events. Literally it. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Oh, Christopher.
So, Christopher.
You read my
We're
mind.
on the same brain.
You read my mind. Go ahead, ma'am.
So, Christopher is in chat saying, can confirm water is wet. Is water wet or does water make things wet? Debate in the chat, please. I would love to see your answers.
Interesting. Good way to put it. Good way to put it.
So, while we're waiting on the water is wet or not debate in the chat, we have American politics.
Okay.
So, 4 FEMA officials fired after Musk's. I have a lisp, so it's very hard for me to say Musk's. DOGE claims agency funded migrant housing in luxury hotels. So it says here the Department of Homeland Security announced Tuesday it was firing 4 officials at the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This was announced after tech billionaire and Department of Government Efficiency head Elon Musk claimed the disaster response agency. He claims that they spent nearly $60 million in housing migrants in what he alleged were luxury New York City hotels. I wish they had a picture of these so-called luxury hotels.
Oh yeah, be great. I always thought it was funny that his thing is called Doge, and that's like the Doge coin was kind of his thing, and it just happened to be named Doge also. I always thought that was
Yeah,
pretty funny.
every time that I see that, I get the urge to say Doge,
Yeah.
but I know it's not the Doge, so I have to like spell it out because I
Yep.
don't know how they pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's just an acronym. Sorry, I had to close the poll so I can see chat. Let's chime into the debate. So if water makes things wet, then water is wet. Genius. Nice.
So I'll tell you what's.
And then somebody,
No, go
Mhm.
ahead. Go ahead.
no, this is just something that made me kind of giggle. Somebody said, "But is fire hot though?"
Hey, that's a good point. So Donald Trump is actually saying that he's actually saying FEMA should be terminated, and that's interesting. He said in January he would sign an executive order overhauling FEMA. I could definitely see FEMA being a great avenue for money laundering and like just misappropriation of funds. I'd see that being very heavy.
So people are chiming into the chat saying it is pronounced just like the coin. Interesting. I'll keep that in mind.
Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, Doge.
Doge. So Random for Life sent $5 saying, "Can we get a quote you guys might live by?" Do you have a quote?
Oh yeah. Do you have a quote?
I'll look up a quote while you say your quote.
Desktop audio was just peaking in OBS. Let me turn it down a little bit. All right. So my quote that I live by: a million what ifs do not make one absolute.
That's a good one.
I came up
I
with
think
that.
I'll go with. You came up with that?
I came up with that myself. I haven't heard anyone else say it. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm taking credit for that one.
Ken, 2025 TM. Then I'll go with a quote that I made myself when I was in high school. This was my high school quote. You know, whenever they ask you like, "Oh, what do you want to put underneath your senior picture?"
Yeah.
So this was my quote. I just need to remember it. I'm sure I'm not going to remember it word for word. But I said, "You can decide whether the road to kindness, no, to the road to happiness is a pursuit." Was it? Gosh darn it, I forgot it.
I can't.
It was basically like I can't either. It was basically like a play on the Dalai Lama's book. Let me look it up. Dalai Lama book.
That's another quote I live by. I can't.
I can't. Oh, it was, "You decide whether the road to happiness is an art or a pursuit." So, you know, The Pursuit of Happiness, it's a movie. So I based it off of that movie, and I based it off of the book of the Dalai Lama, which is The Art of Happiness. And yeah, I just made it up real quick because I didn't know what to put for my senior quote. Another one that I actually live by is, "A warm smile is the universal language of kindness." Because whenever I'm like at Walmart or whenever I'm like on the street, I always give somebody like a little smile because it reminds me of that one person that they were going to try to take themselves out of the server
Oh yeah.
by jumping off of the Golden Bridge or something like that. What is it called?
The Minecraft bridge.
The Minecraft Bridge, exactly. But yeah, he said I was going to do it unless somebody smiled at me that day. And that's something that really stuck with me. Because you never know what's going through somebody's head. And if you just give them a little smile, that could brighten up their day just a little bit.
The other thing that you had to realize is you like when you interact with someone, you never know what happened to them that day or yesterday or the day prior. So you don't know people's headspaces. So I always try and start with being nice, whatever you want to call it. And then after that, I match energy. So.
That's true. Um, we actually have Psychosis in chat. Hi, Psychosis.
What's up, bro?
He says his quote is, "My quote is the road to nowhere leads to me." Nice one. It's very like philosophical.
That is. And the reason why I live by my quote is you can what if anything to death. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. So why waste your time?
Another good one is you can't get to day 300 without starting at day 1. That's nice.
Or 3 lefts make a right.
Or I can't get to day tomorrow without coffee, and apparently Starbucks is sued by the U.S. state of Missouri for using DEI policies.
Can I say one more quote?
Yes.
From Bob's Burgers. Today is tomorrow's
I love
yesterday.
Bob's Burgers. That's a good one. It's a good one.
Makes you
I
think.
like that one.
Makes you think.
Bob's Burgers is great. Anybody who's a Burgers hater, you can get out of here. I'm sorry. No, just stay, please.
All right, what's Starbucks doing? Or what's somebody doing at Starbucks?
So, Starbucks sued by the U.S. state of Missouri for using DEI policies. So, in summary, the U.S. state of Missouri has sued Starbucks, accusing the coffee chain of using a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion as a pretext to systematically discriminate based on race, gender, and sexual orientation. In a complaint filed in St. Louis federal court on Tuesday, Missouri accused Starbucks of tying executive pay to the company's achieving racial and gender-based hiring quotas.
Aha. All this is unlawful and violates federal and state civil rights, according to the complaint by Missouri Attorney General. Bailey, a Republican, also contended that Missouri consumers pay higher prices and wait longer for services at Starbucks than if the Seattle-based chain employed the most qualified workers. We disagree with the Attorney General, and these allegations are inaccurate, Starbucks said in a statement. We are deeply committed to creating opportunity for every single one of our partners or employees. Our programs and benefits are open to everyone and lawful. I guess you
I
kind of...
think we spoke about this yesterday whenever we touched upon the whole diversity thing that was going on.
Yeah. That's the
Or was it the day before?
I think it was yesterday. These days blend together after a while. But the thing is, how can I say this? Let's say me and you interviewed for a job and I got it over you. The easy answer is because I'm white and you're not, right? That's the easy answer. But sometimes it goes deeper than that. Now, how deep people want to look, I don't know. But I feel like sometimes people use race as an easy crutch because, one, it'll garner more reaction from people. And two, a lot of people think they can get more action done by using that. Now, granted, there are definitely cases of that, of race being a reason people don't get hired for work. But when people use it, when that's not true, it discredits everybody else. That's my opinion on it.
My opinion is I applied for so many jobs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
applied for so many jobs this past year or so after I graduated. And part of me, this is a joke, by the way. This is a joke. Big bold letters. This is a joke. I wish that the whole DEI thing was the thing because I'm a woman and Hispanic and I really need a job. Please, I don't even care if I'm like the best pick or not. I'm just like, give me a job.
Yeah.
But that's a joke. I want a job because I earned it. That's who I am. If you're gonna give me a job, it's because you think I'm qualified, you think that I will do a good job, and you think that I'm a very good fit for your team.
Definitely.
Something that does kind of get under my skin are personality hires.
Yeah.
There's some people that do get hired because of personality, because people think like, oh, this person would be a fun person to spice up like the workplace. but they're not really good at their job. I did have an experience with that years back, where there was a lady, and they were not very qualified for the job that we were doing, even though it was a very simple job. It was at a fast food chain.
Got it.
She would just talk to everybody. She would be very good for customers, talking, but she wasn't really good with, being in the front desk or taking orders at the drive-thru. Like, she was horrible, and I was just like, she's a fun person to be around, but she's not doing anything for sales, and that's the thing that really kind of ticked me off, because I feel like I had to work double to pick up the slack.
Yeah. No, I get that. Usually if I were to apply for like a job that required a lot of like physical effort, I would get it. And then dudes that were smaller than me or weaker than me, I had to pick up their slack.
Mm-hmm.
And that annoyed me. Because the thing is, some of these dudes wouldn't even try. Like, let's just say, this is just throwing numbers out here. Let's say I could carry 100 pounds very easily, and they couldn't. My thing is, why not give them like 50, and then I'll carry 50? If they can't do 100, I'll help you, but we'll both do 50,
Mm-hmm.
Neon Treon with the Euro 2, one random act of kindness can change a life. I know that's Beans' philosophy. Definitely Beans'
That
philosophy.
is my philosophy.
You know what my philosophy is? Wireless microphones.
You got them.
They came in yesterday.
When is going to be the first Cooking with Ken?
So I need to figure out a good app that I can download. If I need to pay for it, I'll pay for it to record videos. Obviously, I can use the camera function in my phone. I have the Google 9 Pro XL, so, the camera on it is phenomenal. I can get like 4K 60 frames on it, I believe. But I just want to do some research to see if there's a mobile app I can download to do it easily. So, soon, hopefully. I'm going to spend today messing with this when our stream is done, because I really want to figure this out, like why every time we boot up my mic, I got to remove things and re-add them for the mic to work. Or like for you, I had to like remove desktop audio and, do it again for your, you know what I mean? It sucks. And, Boomer Report lives.
Boomer Report does live. Well, what I'm going to say is you better get to it, because some ingredients might get a little bit more expensive. So we already know the rising prices of eggs lately. Ridiculous. Yep. But the bird flu apparently is spreading in cattle. Some states are still not part of the U.S. milk testing. So it says here 3 of America's top milk-producing states aren't part of a federal surveillance testing for bird flu, even as a new variant is turning up in dairy cattle. In what some public health experts say is a troubling gap in the national effort to identify and detect the spread of the virus. So it says here that Texas, Wisconsin, and Idaho, 3 of the country's top 5 milk-producing states, aren't participating in the voluntary federal testing program.
The entire time you were like talking about this and saying this, I was thinking about Boogie and Wings.
Why? Oh, because
of Keen milking them, and they get milked. What if they have bird flu? What's that going to do to the content?
I think Boogie might have bird flu only because he's been going a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs lately.
A little overboard.
Especially a little overboard, especially convinced that he committed a crime he did not do. So maybe that could be a side effect of the bird flu going around in the cows.
Yep. So there's a quick little video on MSNBC or NBC. I can't. You want to check it out, see if it's worth anything.
Outbreak tonight hitting New York City zoos. The Wildlife Conservation Society scrambling to protect other animals after they say 3 ducks died from bird flu at Queens Zoo. 12 other birds also dying at the Bronx Zoo after possible exposure to the virus, though officials say they're still waiting for tests to confirm bird flu was the cause. The nonprofit that operates the zoos writing in a statement, "We moved vulnerable bird species to protected areas in our parks." On Friday, New York Governor Kathy Hochul ordered a week-long shutdown of all live poultry markets in the New York City area after 7 cases were detected during routine inspections.
Let me be clear, there is no immediate public health threat.
The CDC has linked 67 human cases and 1 death to the virus since 2024, but the spread among animals have led to growing concerns among consumers.
There it
The
is.
average person really does not need to do anything specific to bird flu. The highest risk group are people who have their day-to-day jobs where they are around flocks of animals.
Millions of birds have been slaughtered, driving up egg prices at grocery stores where many shelves have been wiped clean.
Wow. Maybe, is that a cause, you think, maybe? You're trying to, kill off the birds with the bird flu, so that way, supply is lowered, increases demand?
No idea,
That's wild,
to be
man.
honest.
I can't.
So next up is international news and politics. So apparently ineffective generic drugs fuel rare public anger in China. So it says here that doctors in China have raised concerns that generic drugs used in public hospitals are increasingly inefficient, has led to a rare response from the government. The doctors say that they believe the country's drug procurement system, which incentivizes the use of cheap generic drugs over original brand name pharmaceuticals, has led to a cost being cut at the expense of other people's safety.
Jesus.
That's very different from what they do here, because I remember I went to the emergency room for a stroke-like migraine. It was the first I've ever had that happen
Jesus.
to me, and I thought I was actually having a stroke. Yeah.
Damn.
I was very naive. I had never been to the hospital before.
Mhm.
And they asked me like, "Hey, do you want some pills to get the migraine over quicker?" And I said yes, which is a very dumb thing to do. If they offer you more pills, if you're fine, just say no. So they gave me 2 little pills, probably the size right there. Those cost me over $1,000
I believe it.
each.
I believe it. Because the
Yeah, so,
ER got that good. And they're going to charge
they
you the
do
good
get that
price.
good, but if they have generic good, I would much rather prefer that than $2,000 and just tiny pills.
But you felt better, didn't you?
Well, yeah, they gave me some pills, and then they also gave me an IV. That was the first time I ever had an IV, and I used to have a deathly fear of needles. So having that in, I wanted to yank it out.
How long ago was this, Beans?
This was in November, I believe.
So like a few months ago.
A few months ago,
You
yes.
had never had an IV.
I never had an IV before.
Bruh. I can't. That's beautiful, though.
You can ask Grim. I was crying the entire time.
believe it.
I wanted to yank it out. It felt like it was digging into my skin, which is horrible. But they put something in the, IV for me, to get over the pain. And that was the sleepiest I have ever been in my entire life.
Yep.
The doctor that was attending to me, she said, "Oh, you might get a little sleepy." No, she lied. I was
Very
very sleepy. I could not keep my eyes open. Every single time I was just about to go to sleep, a nurse would come by and be like, "Hey, I need you to fill out some paperwork." And I was gone. I think that's what feeling high feels like, but I'm not completely sure because I've never touched any substance in my life. But please let me know if you ever had an IV and some weird things injected into your body.
So when I went to the hospital for pancreatitis, I don't know if I've told the story here. I got a lot of IVs and a lot of different medications. And my brother-in-law was with me because he drove me because my wife was traveling at the time for work. And I felt like I got shot in the stomach and I had my exit wound in my back, right? They said pancreatitis is the closest a man will ever come to feeling what childbirth feels like. And some say it's actually worse than childbirth. I don't
I
know.
thought that's what they said about kidney stones.
I've never had kidney stones.
Okay, continue.
And there was a nurse there, and she was trying to do a lot. And she obviously was, just putting stuff down because she was busy. And in my really, 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 like, non-sober state, I told her, I was like, what would be really cool? My brother-in-law was there for this. She said, what's that? I said, if a man, instead of a penis, had a hand that would come out and hold something for you, it could be called robot dick hand. So the birth of robot dick hand happened. And now my brother-in-law actually uses that for passwords. Variation of that. So that's like a running joke. Damn, Kim, where's your robot dick hand? Just
That's amazing. I used to watch a lot of those videos of people going under or just like on, substances with Grim. Like people that get like dental work done.
Yep.
And they're like just coming out of it and they'll say like the most ridiculous stuff. It's so funny. Somebody in chat said that they take topiramate for their migraines. I also do. So we're topiramate I don't know your gender. Family. Topiramate family.
Thal
is in chat.
With the 5.
You go
Ken,
ahead.
stop lying. A man having a cold is as close as we get to menstrual pain. I will not co-sign on that one, Thal. I can't, or I will be killed. And yeah. Hi. Real quick, Fresblood said, what's with the suit? Bro, this was one of the precursors that Keem wanted for us to do this show. We couldn't be in t-shirts and hoodies. We had to dress. You know what I'm saying? Collared shirts.
Dressed to impress.
Collared shirts.
I was just about to say, speaking about what Thal mentioned, why are men so dramatic whenever they get sick? Because I get sick, or women get sick, and we'll clean the entire house. We'll take care of the babies if we need to. Like, I'll be wiping my nose, like, all the mucus coming out of every orifice, and I'm just, like, wiping and just, like, trying to, like, do everything that I possibly can to feel productive. While, like, when Grim gets sick, for example, he'll lay in bed as if he's going to pass away in Minecraft, and just, like, coughing, just groaning the entire time. He's like, babe, can you please get me that thing over there? And I'm like, it's literally right next to you. What's wrong with you? Get up, do something. You're not going to get better if you just lay in bed and rot away.
So here's the funny part. My best friend, right? Deals in the army with. His wife says that about him. And there was one time where he actually really did need to go to the hospital. And she thought he was BSing. But he was really in pain. He ended up getting his appendix removed.
Oh,
And she almost waited too long. So I know women say men are babies when they're sick and all this and that. There was one time where I was sick and, like my wife thought I was BSing. And I ended up that I had the norovirus.
Oh shoot!
After going to the doctors and all that, so that's the thing. Like, I know it's like Peter and the Wolf, you know what I mean? But at some point, I'm like, all right, let's go. Now, if you go to the doctor, Peter and the Wolf, you don't know Peter and the Wolf, or the boy that cried.
I know
wolf?
the boy who. I didn't know he had a name.
Yeah, Peter and the
I'm
Wolf.
learning so much today.
Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I thought it was Peter and the Wolf.
Oh, Christopher is in chat saying, Beans, have some empathy. I do have empathy, but it is like the boy who cried wolf, because if you have like a slight cold and all of a sudden you're just like, I'm dying every single time, like it gets a little under my skin, especially because he's a little lazy bones.
Oh, Christopher said it best. This is why men hide their feelings. Exactly.
That's not feelings. That's your physical.
I don't trust you, Beans.
Whatever. Get up and do something today, you lazy.
All right, so Smoking Homebrew.
We're gonna move on.
Smoking Homebrew said it is Peter and the Wolf, and then the Secret Rival said, "What the? Almost said it, but I didn't. WTF is Peter." There it is. I didn't say it.
We're teasing
I
the
did
jar.
not say
We're
it.
teasing the jar a little bit.
I said, "What the? Didn't say it." All right, let's continue.
Let's continue to the top Egyptian diplomat says Arab world rejects Trump plan for Gaza.
Shocking.
So it says, very shocking, apparently. So the Egyptian foreign prime minister, that's a very Arabic name that I'm not going to be able to pronounce, told the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio that Arab states reject the U.S. President Donald Trump's widely condemned plan to displace Palestinians in Gaza and take control of the enclave. So Egyptian's foreign ministry stressed the importance of expediting Gaza's reconstruction while Palestinians remain there. Any suggestion that Palestinians leave Gaza has not been accepted by Palestinian leadership for generations. The Arab states have rejected the idea of taking in displaced Palestinians since the war in Gaza was sparked by the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7, 2023. A statement by the U.S. Department after the meeting did not explicitly mention Trump's plan, but added that Rubio reiterated the importance of close cooperation to advance post-conflict planning for the governance. Please help me out.
I can't.
We're gonna have to have like a I can't as a button. That's what we should sell. You know, like the little button that they used to have. That's like
Oh yeah.
What did it say back then? Like the Office Depot button.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I forgot. But
I remember it had a catchphrase. I just don't remember. But we're gonna have to sell those with I can't.
Thaw with the 10. I hate diverticulitis. I had diverticulitis blah for a month. Didn't know. Was in massive pain. ER doc told me if I had waited one more day, I would be dead to toxic shock. There was a pin-sized hole in my colon.
Ew. Looking out all your poopy juices into your body.
Thank you for the update on your colon. We greatly appreciate it here on Locale Cafe.
Breaking news. Colon. Where was I?
Oh God, I want to quit.
And you want to quit? Why do you want to quit?
It's a saying. It's just a saying. I'm not leaving. I love this show. It's a saying. Like if you're at work and things are just going crazy, and you're just like, God, I want to quit. It's just all with the colon updates. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of a little bit.
I think this morning has been a little shitty, if you know what I'm saying.
Ooh, hey, you need to put one in the swearing jar. See?
Being swearing. Wait. No, you didn't swear yet. So the W's still have it. You're lucky. You're lucky, W's. So it says here that the Sudan scene of world's worst humanitarian crisis, the African Union. So the civil war in Sudan has created the worst humanitarian crisis in the world, says the African Union. The war in Sudan broke out in April 2023 and has displaced an estimated 12 million people. The AU officials warned that hundreds of thousands of children are now malnourished. The conflict between... What happened? I think I accidentally touched something. The conflict between the Sudanese military government and paramilitary... I can't speak.
Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces.
The support forces is hampering the delivery of aid to a population suffering attacks and the threat of famine. So it says here, the hospital admissions for malnutrition rose by 44% in 2024, with more than 431,000 children receiving treatment. We witnessed reports of grave violations, including attacks on schools, hospitals, schools and hospitals, which forced recruitment of child soldiers and the denial of humanitarian access. That's horrible.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just looking at the article. You can see kind of what we're looking at. You got the Toyota truck with the RPG rockets and the dude with the AK. We witnessed reports of grave violations, including attacks on schools. You said that already. The Sudanese army controls the east and north of the country, while the RSF holds most of the stricken Darfur region, where the UN on Monday accused it of blocking aid. Here's my thing. When you resort to attacking, like, the sick, the elderly, and the children, like, at what point, bro? Like, are we just done? It's just... That's the one thing about the country that kind of sucks sometimes, our country. It's good and it's bad. We have to follow the Geneva Convention, and we have to be the bigger people. But a lot of times when we go into certain areas and they don't follow the Geneva Convention, if we didn't have to, the war would have been over in like a week, but we have to be the bigger people. We have to be the example, the world example. So we have to follow the Geneva Convention and all that.
That's very true. Speaking of, we have to lead by example. Let's go into some Donald Trump news.
Ooh.
Since he is the one that makes the decision on all these things. So it says here that President Trump and Elon Musk speak to reporters about Doge efforts.
Hey.
So remember that the Doge is the Department of Government Efficiency. And it says here, the head of Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk, joined President Trump in the Oval Office following the signing of the new executive orders. The executive orders deal with the department's authority to continue cuts to the federal budget. We spoke a little bit about this the last couple of days. A White House fact sheet said agencies will undertake plans for large-scale reductions in force and determine which agency components or agencies themselves may be eliminated or combined because their functions aren't required by law.
Yep.
In questions from reporters, Mr. Musk was asked about conflicts of interest pertaining to his company SpaceX, which has a contract with the Department of Defense, as Doge prepares to make cuts in that department.
All right, so I got the clip ready whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir.
That's the actual goal. Everyone's very quiet. Well, so people normally this quiet?
Your detractors, Mr. Musk.
What?
Including a lot of Democrats.
I have detractors?
You do, sir.
I don't believe it.
Say that you're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way. What's your response to that criticism?
Well, first of all, you couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. The public voted, we have a majority of the public voting for President Trump. We won the House, we won the Senate. The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally. The people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for. And that's what democracy is all about.
Mr. Musk, the White House says that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that you may have. Does that mean that you are, in effect, policing yourself? What are the checks and balances that are in place to ensure that there is a...
Yeah, no one cares. Here's the funny thing, right? The funny thing. I don't know if y'all remember when Trump won, Elon did his little speech. And then at the very end of the video, he did a little gesture to the crowd. Do you remember that?
Yes, that was everywhere whenever he did that.
Then he did a gesture to the other politicians behind him. There are... Never mind, I can go down that road. I'm just saying, I don't think it's coincidental, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, the thing is, the thing that stood out to me the most is his outfit. Very female of me. I'm sorry. but just the way he has like a regular shirt on with like an oversized like suit jacket sort of on, and then like a regular ball cap hat. Like, it seems very unofficial. It doesn't seem very presentable. And I just can't believe that he's in the Oval Office. Like, if I was ever invited to the Oval Office, I'll be, trying to be as professional and well dressed
Oh,
as
yeah.
possible. Yet we have a billionaire who is dressing like this in front of the president. Like, this is 2025, and I still think that we're like in some sort of simulation of some sort.
Bro, he don't care. That dude got so much money and so much stuff going on. Who's going to tell him no? That's the real question.
That's true. So it says here as a conversation topic, do you think that the current administration will be successful in achieving their cost-saving goals? Or do you think that they're going to spend money later on trying to fix their mistake?
Well, I think that let's just say they save $1 billion, right? I'm not saying that's the exact number, but let's just say they save $1 billion. How is that going to help the American people? If the federal government has a surplus, or not a surplus, if $1 billion go towards the national debt, how is that really going to help? Is all of a sudden all these businesses going to drop prices? I don't think so. Because let's just say you pay $8 for a dozen eggs and the company sees a profit from that. And then next thing you know, yeah, John Bono, I know it's more like $1 trillion. I'm just putting numbers out there, right? I'm not at all being accurate, but I'm just trying to explain how I feel about this. So let's say you buy a dozen eggs for $8. And then let's just say after, we'll go with John Bono, $1 trillion is put back towards the national debt because of money being saved. And the company can drop what they buy the price of X for. Do you really think they're going to drop prices to people and kill their own profits? No, they're not, because they're a business. Their business is to profit at the end of the day. So I understand what they're doing, trying to cut spending. I don't see tax reform happening so the middle class can pay less taxes. I don't see tax reform happening for the rich so they pay less taxes. I don't see tax happening for the poor, right? I don't see any of that happening. I just see the federal government spending less money. I don't see how that's going to benefit American people because greed is still a factor that people are not putting in there. Kevin said energy efficiency will help our economy. It will. I'm not saying it won't. But I also don't see these businesses backtracking and reducing all these prices so they cut into their own profits. I just don't see that because people are too greedy. And when you look at capitalism, profit margins is what's breed capitalism. Businesses have to have a profit margin, and the higher their profit margins, the more money they make and more these executives get bonuses on because the reports look better. I don't see it changing that much.
So Thol chimed into the chat. Apparently the Congress spends a lot of money on pork or something.
Because they're pigs.
Oh.
It's a pun.
It's not very nice.
But nah, like I say, I just don't. Like, Trump could come out tomorrow and say, or in 1 year time period, right? 1 year, and say the country just saved $2 trillion. My plans are working. We're cutting spending. We're cutting all these programs that don't need anything. Cool, bro. How's that helping my bank account and my wallet? You know?
You Sussy is in the chat saying, I'ma go buy me a pet chicken. I used to have a pet chicken. I
Really?
named her Hennessy. Mm-hmm.
Was she the color of
did.
Hennessy?
She was. That's why I don't drink, but I just thought it was a cute pun. Just Hennessy. And like the alcohol.
I can't. You're too smart for me today, Beans. You're big braining me too much.
So it says here in strange news, we're going to move on to some strange news. More than $318,000 in gold, silver devil coins found in rare medieval pagan site. That news is so strange. I didn't know how to read that.
That's hilarious.
So apparently, archaeologists have unearthed over $318,000 worth of gold and silver coins at a medieval pagan worship site in the Netherlands, dating back to the 8th century. That's a long time ago. These coins, often referred to as devil's money by pagans, were offered to deities to ensure successful harvests. The excavation, initiated after metal detector enthusiasts discovered artifacts, revealed 190 treasures and sacrificial remains. The site contained 3 distinct worship locations, suggesting it's used by local elites during the spring and autumn equinoxes to seek blessings from unknown deities.
Beautiful. Yeah. So unfortunately, the DACA team couldn't, put a link in there, which is fine. They're busy enough. But I found a picture on the New York Post. I know a lot of people don't like the New York Post, but this is specifically for the picture. This is what they're finding. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I wonder if they thought it had magic powers or something.
I don't know.
So I'm
Shocking.
just going to delete this for the DACA team. And
Shocking.
so next up, we're going to go into crime news. So apparently in body cam footage, Florida sheriffs, oh, that's my state. What are they doing now? Florida sheriffs on horseback chase a man they say was a drug suspect.
Can I ask you a question?
So it says here, yes.
What do you think about the whole Florida man thing? The Florida
Oh,
man.
it's completely true.
Yeah.
It's completely true. I don't know. There's something in the water here where people just go crazy and they want to do some crazy poop. Some crazy poop.
Things.
Yeah, it's wild. For example, I was in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you have to be a cash cow or higher. But one day I was in the Discord. I was coming back from work, and there's this man begging on the side of the road. There's a lot of panhandlers here. But there was somebody on the side of the road with a little sign. I could barely see the sign because this guy is literally hunched over doing what people call the fentanyl. And I was like, that is wild how you believe some people could hand you money while they can clearly see that you're using this money for nefarious circumstances. It's a sad thing to see. I just hope that people get the help that they need in order to recover, and they get proper housing, because some of these people turn to drugs or other substances just because they were put in a bad spot. Some people like to dull the pain of being homeless with these substances, which is a very sad thing. Some people say, what's a Florida man? A Florida man is somebody who lives in Florida, and usually you'll see some crazy article saying Florida man does this. The most prominent one was Florida man inhales bath salt and eats somebody's face.
Oh yeah,
somebody's face.
I remember that.
That's a very big one.
All right, so I got a video. Play it really quickly.
Yeah, move forward. Hey, come on. Hey, come on. Get him now. Get that Batman. Get that Batman now. Get him. Get him now. Hey, get on the ground. You're gonna get run over. Come on now. Come on now. Get him, boy. You better stop. You're gonna get hit. Come on now.
Why is this funny?
Like the slowest chase I have ever seen.
Oh, bro, I can't.
I think the saddest thing is I know where this is. So just seeing this is even funnier.
Oh, you're not gonna be able to run us on the horse. You better stop. Jack, come on now.
Run him over.
Watch it. Get on the ground right now. Get on the ground.
Bruh. Why did I think I was watching a Red Dead Redemption 2, the POV cam?
Well, oh, Christopher is in chat saying GTA 6 looks awesome.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
hilarious because GTA 6 is going to be in Miami, Florida. I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people cosplaying or doing the whole like Florida man thing in GTA 6.
So I need to set up the nerd redirect. I'm going to do that really quickly.
You're all good. Another Florida article in the crime section is Florida lawyer allegedly shattered plate on wedding guest's head, sparking fight over buffet line cutting. So this is another example of Florida man. Somebody literally got in a fight because somebody cut in line for a buffet. I mean, I kind of see where he's coming from. I'm also a fiend in the buffet. So a Florida attorney, Mark Rodner? Something like that, Roher, faces charges after allegedly smashing a dinner plate over a wedding guest's head during a dispute over cafe line etiquette. So the incident occurred at the Boca Largo County Club in Boca Raton, Florida. The man was 52. He was waiting in line at the prime rib carving station. Okay, you're getting a little bit more understanding. A lot of people go crazy for the prime rib.
Love a good prime rib.
Mm-hmm.
My wife wants me to make one, so I haven't done one in a very long time. So that may be a Cooking with Ken episode.
Heck yeah. So it says here that he was waiting in line for the carving station when two young girls cut in front of him. Wait, he better not hit those young girls. I swear to God. He confronted Saeed Raza, the father of one of the girls, who reportedly ignored him. In response, Mr. Rodner allegedly struck Raza on the head with the dinner plate, leading to a physical altercation among wedding guests. Oh, goodness. So apparently he has been charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. A deadly weapon, okay. A felony that carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. Additionally, he could face disbarment if convicted. Neither Rodner nor Raza sustained serious injuries, but both have been banned from the country club for a year.
I guess technically you could kill somebody with a plate once you break it, kind of like a bottle, like a nice little sharp edge. Granted, it would take a lot longer than a bottle. But technically you could do it.
I could just imagine like he goes to prison for this and like his like little cellmate is in the corner like making a shiv and he's like, "What are you in for?" And he just goes, "Had a fight at a buffet. Smash the guy with a plate."
I killed him with a plate. You're next.
That's wild. This is very Florida man. I feel like the crime news today was very Florida man-esque. But this is something that could be very interesting when it comes to fat camp. So it says here in the health news, Texas measles outbreak. Cases double since Friday. Apparently, the Texas Department of State... I can't talk. The Texas Department of State Health Services, there's too many S's and H's, is reporting an outbreak of measles in Gaines County. As of February 11th, 2025, 24 cases have been identified with symptom onset within the last 2 weeks. So it says here that 22 of the cases are amongst school-aged children and 6 cases were under the age of 5. So this seems to be affecting the younger population more than the older. So it says here, due to highly contagious nature of the disease, additional cases are likely to occur in the Gaines County and surrounding communities. The next update from the Texas Department of State Health Services on the number of cases identified is expected to come on Friday. So on Valentine's Day, we're going to get some more news on that. I guess love is contagious, but also the measles.
Definitely. So in case you can't spot measles, let's check out this dude.
Measles cases are on the rise in the UK and the US, but how can you spot if your child has got this infection? Well, measles usually starts with cold-like symptoms such as a high temperature,
just like everything else. Everything is cold symptoms.
runny or blocked nose, sneezing, a cough, as well as red, sore, watery eyes. Now, small white spots that are called Koplik spots might appear inside the cheeks and on the back of the lips a few days later, and they usually last for a few days. The second thing you might notice is a rash that usually appears a few days after the cold-like symptoms. It normally starts on the face and behind the ears before spreading to the rest of the body, and
Make sure you pay attention, guys, because I feel like measles was like a vaccine that kids get.
It is. So usually you get your measles vaccine when you're younger, but there's always going to be, especially in Texas, Texas is a very red state. There's going to be a lot of people that don't believe in vaccines and things of that nature, and then things like this happen.
Yep.
But that's just my opinion.
Man. Well,
And then Thal is trying to be a little bit more cheeky today, as the British say, and he said, "Sea beans, a cold puts you in bed." LOL.
beautiful.
And then somebody else said, "Grim has the measles." Grim does not have the measles.
Leave my
I
boy
do
alone.
remember one time. Yeah, Grim did get the C word years past, and he was just saying it was allergies, but he was in bed, doing the whole charade. And I was taking care of him, and I didn't catch it, so that was very strange whenever that did happen.
So Mr. Dean is in Pay Pig waiting, our newest Pay Pig. We should bring him in.
Oh, heck yeah.
Mr. Dean, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dean.
How are you doing today?
Good morning, guys. Firstly, you're doing really well. I love your
Thank you.
show. I really do. So chilled. It's actually very late in the UK at the moment. It's nearly 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's getting dark, of
Yep.
course. We're in the northern hemisphere. I just love the news stories. What with the local university, don't really get a chance to read the news.
Oh, yeah.
So you give that. You've got a great UK audience here. I love both of your styles of doing things. Really chilled. Just a little thing on the vaccines. You were talking about what we call in the UK MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella injection. I think one of the big problems now is that people after COVID, I have to say that, are kind of a bit reticent about all that kind of thing. So they kind of push the vaccine thing, which is great. There have been great medical advancements in recent years. I taught several degrees in health-related stuff, but the problem is that we're looking at probably 200 vaccines for a child when they're born now, as opposed to when I was born, it was about 70. It's an approximation. Problem is, any medication, you're going to get side effects. MMR, absolutely, really, it's one of those vaccines you need to get for your child. Measles is a horrible condition.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken box as a child, get that vaccine. But a lot of the propaganda they're doing, especially in the States, it's about money.
Always.
Purely about money. Always about money. So research, do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe me or anyone else. Yeah, just research what you're giving to your child and make sure you get the ones that are proven. That's all really I wanted to say.
Nah, I was going to say, I never got the C word vaccine. I didn't think it was necessary because of my age and my health. What really turned me off from it was when businesses were starting to monetarily push it onto their employees. Like if you are like in certain like fields like healthcare, I get it, right? Or if like
and the military.
Yeah.
The military.
Yep. I
They
get
get
it.
all you're fired.
Exactly. Well, luckily Trump said he's bringing everybody back. Or he's going to
I
offer
hope
them back.
so.
Yeah.
With remuneration. I mean, I took the 2 basic COVID vaccines because of my mum and dad.
Yeah.
They were really worried. And then probably 2 weeks before my mother died, both my mum and my dad got heart conditions from a booster that they're given.
Yep.
Mum has been dead for 2 years now. My dad is seriously ill with heart conditions. I'm like, can I prove that? I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
that's the thing. They know you can't prove it, and that's why they really can't do anything about it. But
they were all-time ballroom dancers their entire life. In fact, they were British champions. They never drank.
yeah,
They never smoked. And then within 2 weeks, both of them got this. Now, you say conspiracy, but there have been a lot of conspiracies with that C word thing.
yeah,
You know, like the things you wore around your chin, the mouth mask things.
yeah. I know. Yeah.
I mean, that was always the case, that it was 50-50.
Yep.
You know, they're good if you're coughing and you've got globules, but, you know, you take like a vape, and I was pouring that through a mouth mask, straight through, and the vape I've just actually blown is far more dense than the COVID vaccine.
Definitely.
You have to take things, you know, it's money. So I know it's really controversial, but I want to say, look, I'm kind of cash poor but property rich, but I became a pay pig for your channel today.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
I think you're great. Beans, I love you. I know you're more to the left than I am, but you're really moderate and you're really good analyzer of various things. So the two of you, I think, are great. And of course, I will always support a veteran. So
I'm going to try to channel my inner Dean and say, thank you, darling.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, my darling. I think you're great. And yeah, I love how you're taking your hair back. Let's do a little bit of gay stuff. Sorry, Ken.
Go ahead.
Your skin is perfect. The glasses work so well now. I need to get some as well now. They work really well. They open your face up. Beautiful. Mr. Grimm is very well blessed. So, you know, good luck to you both. And I'll look forward to coming on this show in the future.
We appreciate
Probably won't go in anymore, but Aussie is a bit too early. But I will come on and support you as much as I can.
We appreciate that, Dean. And thank you again for being a pay pig. That's beautiful, sir.
No problem. Take care, guys.
You too,
Bye.
Sir. Bye-bye. Dean, ladies and gentlemen. There goes the camera. I can't.
Oh, is your camera getting choppy for some reason?
Yeah. I don't know.
I was just going to, in the middle of that, talk about Ray. Ray is in the chat saying that he's a medevac pilot. Apparently for his healthcare job, it forces him to get both doses. If he didn't, they would take away his benefits and pension. So that's a very terrible thing. Taking away something that's very important to a lot of people is not very good. I did get both. Just because of my mother. She is very high risk, so I did do that. Thankfully, I didn't get anything during that time point. But I would like to move on to some business news.
Okay.
According to this article, it says that Ford CEO says that Trump's tariffs are causing chaos in the auto industry. If you guys don't remember, Trump has proposed a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. Or if you're like Dean, you'll probably say aluminium, as well as threatened levies of the same amount on Mexico and Canada, as currently adding a lot of costs and a lot of chaos to the industry.
Yep.
So the company is the #1 auto producer in the U.S. Obviously, Ford is very big, especially those truck lovers, with the most vehicles domestically assembled as well as exported to other countries.
Yeah, so he went further to say President Trump has talked a lot about making our U.S. auto industry stronger, bringing more production here, more innovation in the U.S. But if his administration can achieve that, it would be one of the most signature accomplishments. So far, what we're seeing is a lot of cost and a lot of chaos. So I know there's always the saying, it's going to get worse before it gets better. We'll see. I don't know how that's going to work out, but hopefully the tariffs come through.
But speaking about automotive, the global electric vehicle sales go up by 18% in January. So it says here that the global electric and plug-in hybrid vehicle sales in January rose 18% year on year as growth in Europe and the United States outpaced China for the first time since last February. So it says here that the sales in China were up 11.8% on year to year, to 0.7 million vehicles in the month, while Europe reported sales of 0.25 million, which is up 21% from last year. France actually dropped by 52% due to the introduction of a weight tax on the PHEVs. Germany saw an increase of over 40%. I believe Germany is one of the leading countries in electric vehicles so far,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. The United States and Canada EV sales rose 22.1% to 0.13 million in January, and the rest of the world has January sales that rose by 50%. So we have a conversation topic. Would you buy or do you own an electric vehicle? Thoughts?
So before we go into that, I just wanted to show, I'm sharing the graphic, and obviously with the news, there's just going to be a lot of ads. But yeah, you can kind of see the spikes and the dips in the electric vehicle selling. I think with the with the push that the government was trying to do with the tax breaks and all that, I don't know. It may help, it may not. But personally, I can't buy into electric. I just don't see it. I enjoy working on cars. I think car culture, I'm not like deep into it, right? I'm never going to say I am, but I think car culture is the thing. Going to car shows, you know, you got your like American muscle cars, which I love. Chevelles. I think that's the best American muscle car out there. But the thing is, there's so much that would need to happen for fossil fuels to completely go away and for gasoline to completely go away. It would take a lot. But, you know, I'm all about regular gas combustion, or like, you know, like gasoline engines and all that. Like, I'm all about it.
So I don't think that like gas vehicles are ever going to go away. They're always going to be a staple in America, especially because they kind of came out of here, and it's just a very American thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I do strive for hybrids at least. I currently have a hybrid. I have a Prius. Haha, make fun of me. But I love my Prius dearly. I'm currently over 300,000 miles in my Prius. Were you gonna say something?
Boogie also has a Prius.
He does. I didn't know that.
I drove it.
Really?
I drove his car.
That's a flex. You can be like, I drove Boogie 2988's
Yeah.
car. And it's a
So
Prius.
at the camping trip, I needed to do something really quick, and he said, "Here, take my car." So I drove his car.
It's nice. So I love my Prius. I'm over 300,000 miles currently. Still going strong. And I save so much money. I used to drive more than 30 minutes. I think it was like almost an hour, depending on traffic, to my university. And I just saved so much money having a Prius versus like other vehicles. And I love it so much. And I probably will get another hybrid vehicle. I don't want to go completely electric just because of the hassle. I believe we're taking Grimm's electric vehicle to Fat Camp, but it's going to be a bit annoying just because we'll have to stop at like charging stations and stay there for like a whole hour before we can go again.
Yeah.
But if he's driving, I don't care.
Oh yeah, I was like, I wouldn't fly. Not right now. I know Keem was talking about buying a Hummer, like an EV Hummer, to go.
Oh,
I can just imagine
that sounds nice.
that kind of money. Yeah, I want a Hummer EV. Let's just go get one real quick.
So speaking about EVs, there is one about Elon Musk here. So how Elon Musk's crusade against the government could benefit Tesla. So it says here, on the potential chopping block, crash investigations into Tesla's partially automated vehicles, a Justice Department criminal probe examining whether Musk and Tesla have overstated their cars' self-driving capabilities, and a government mandate to report crash data on vehicles using technology like Tesla's autopilot.
Yep.
So it says here that the consequences of such actions could prove dire, say safety advocates who credit the federal investigations and recalls with saving lives. That's a very weird sentence, the way that it's worded.
That is.
Docket team, I know that you work really hard, but please just read over the things that you put in the docket, because sometimes they just sound a little weird and I'd rather it flow smoothly. But I know you guys are working hard and I love you so much. Okay. Okay. So it says here the Trump administration has not yet declared any actions that could benefit Tesla or Musk's other companies. However, sniffing out federal investigations or jetsoning.
Yeah, jetsoning.
That's a weird word. Safety initiatives would be an easier task than their assault on regulators and the
bureaucracy. So I think it's interesting that they're pointing out that this Missy Cummings said that Musk wants to run the Department of Transportation because where'd she go? Okay. So
I quit.
Beautiful. Yeah, so if Elon Musk ends up running the Department of Transportation, that's what he's really trying to do. They're saying, I guess there's a lot of investigations into Tesla right now. I know Tesla was running into issues with the exploding cars for a bit. I know when I was going somewhere and I went into an airport, there was literally a Tesla on fire in the parking lot. It was weird. Doja with the 1999. If it doesn't wake up the neighbors, it's not the car for me. I can agree with that one. But
well, speaking upon the whole Tesla and electric vehicle situation, so if you guys don't remember, there was a very big hurricane that was moving towards Florida. Luckily, in the last moments, it did die down from a category 5 to like a 3, I think it was, or a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, it's like a few months ago, right?
Yeah,
I
so
remember. Yeah.
after that, it did cause a lot of flooding and it did do a lot of damage. But with the flooding, electricity and salt water do not mix very well. So there was a lot of fires that started due to the electric vehicles in the area, especially near the coast. So that was a terrible thing. If you live near the coast and you want to have an electric vehicle, I would say that's probably not the best idea.
Beautiful. Well, seeing as we got about 8 minutes left, there is going to be a redirect to Nerds. They don't start until 1 o'clock. I think at some point we'll figure out the 10:30 to 1 show. I don't know what that'll be. I know Becky was talking about having her own show at some point, but now she's quit. So we'll see what happens. Any thoughts on the whole Becky situation, Beans?
I'm going to be completely frank and say I don't watch Queens.
Okay.
It's just my personal thing. I don't watch Queens, and if I do, it's probably for a brief moment, just to like get like the juicy bits. I love Tina.
I could either get
passion. I hope she gives me one of her special little insulty nicknames one day. But I just don't like the drama of it. There's just some personal reasons behind not wanting to watch Queens. I want to support Tina, but I can't support Tina if it's just going to be like this very, I'm sorry to say this, but childish scripting sort of show. I just don't like that sort of thing.
So for those that missed it, Docket team did a beautiful job clipping this out. So there is going to be language and screaming, but you only got 6 minutes left in the AM, so let's go ahead and get it going. People are saying that she's back in the Discord. I guess we'll see about that. But let's hear it.
I could either get the fuck.
This is news. This has to be news, huh?
You fucking
Oh, she broke her mic. She broke her mic.
No, not doing it. You know what, Keem? You're not going to respect me? I quit. Goodbye.
Becky.
Fuck all of you. Fuck you and you and you know.
Becky.
Fuck you, Keem. Fuck you piece of shit. You can't do anything. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it.
What the fuck did I do? I was on the phone.
No, I'm saying fuck everybody because this is the asshole Keem's gonna be after I busted my ass. You not see my eyes all swollen from crying all day? you giant piece of shit. I'm not coming back this time. I quit. Fuck you, Keem.
God damn, Keem, that's a lot of middle fingers. You don't mean that, do you?
Dude, she's just annoying. It's like, come on, bro. This is like the 7th time she quit today. It's like, whatever, bro. Whatever.
It gets to a point.
It's like, okay, yes, you're quitting. Bro,
I could either get the fuck.
This is news. This has to be news, huh?
You fucking.
Oh, she broke her mic. She broke her mic.
No, not doing it.
Beautiful. So, yeah, that was Miss Becky. So let's Keem expressed his feelings.
knowing it would be bullshit.
Let's hear what the man, the myth, the legend has to say.
Knowing it would be bullshit. You want all of this. So I don't feel guilty that me putting up my middle finger sends you into tears and you go run off. I don't care. My feelings are cut off to you. I don't care. I don't have sympathy for you, Becky.
Okay, so where'd the big bitch go in the bikini?
You miss her?
No.
We'll bring her back for you. We'll bring her back for you, Tina.
We're not showing that,
I
by
just
the
want to
way.
see what I was working with.
What happened to your computer, Tina?
Nothing. I had to go call I had to go make a phone call real quick.
Yeah, that's kind of it there. They were talking about her phone call. But one last one. Keem gave his final thoughts on the whole situation. And then we can see what Miss Beans thinks, since she hasn't seen this quite yet.
Yeah, I would go as far as Becky is going out of her way to destroy Lolcow Live, the entire universe. Because if you're gonna do fucked up shit and then not do your punishment for our entertainment, then you are literally creating a giant problem with everyone. When other people make mistakes and they have to do punishments, they're gonna be like, "Well, Becky didn't. Well, Becky didn't." So I'm not gonna let Becky just ruin the entire fucking community. I'm not. So that's why she gets the middle finger. I tried being nice. She's taken 4 hours of my day today, consoling her, calming her down. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done with her. I'm done with her personally. That's where I'm at, Mike.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike. Say your fucking farewells.
I'm with Keem here. You know,
What do you want us to do? This is not gonna work. We can't just
then
let
if it ain't gonna work, then
Yeah, I would.
There it is. So what do you think, Miss Beans?
I wasn't quite able to listen to the whole thing because the weird thing is that whenever you're sharing your screen, but you minimize the application or you put it somewhere else, it cuts out for me.
Really?
So I was watching it on the stream. Yeah. Whenever you show people, let's just say the Big Bear Eagles or anything of that sort, I can't see it. All I see is the docket. So usually I just look on stream for that because I don't want to be a hindrance to everybody just because I can't see something.
You know
right?
what it is? I know exactly
Hmm.
what the problem is. All right, I can fix that.
Okay, you don't. If it's too much of a hindrance,
No, it's not.
Don't worry about me. The important people are our viewers. My opinion is that it's always just a complete poop show when it comes to queens sometimes, and I'm just not with the whole yelling and screaming and toxicity. I think Mama Beans kind of put it best when she says, Omni, shut the. Anyways, Omni sometimes he's a good person to talk to on VC, but sometimes he's a troll and he's like, just click watch stream, Beans. No, that's not what I need to do because I did click watch stream.
Yeah, Omni, it was me.
But it's a
I know what the
specific
problem is. I can fix it. We only got 1 minute left, so I can fix it. Trust me.
We have 1 minute left. I don't want to end on that note. Mama Beans isn't really with the whole yelling and screaming and talking about the lolcow universe. She says they're very low people in the Hispanic way. So I do want to end it with the endangered whale and newborn calf make rare winter visit to the NYC waters. So apparently there was an endangered North Atlantic right whale identified as accordion, which was spotted with her newborn calf near the port of New York and New Jersey, approximately 15 miles east of Sandy Hook. This sighting is particularly noteworthy because the newborn on the right are typically found in warmer southern waters during this time of year. So accordion, the first documented in 2011, was estimated to be at least 14 years old, and this is her first known calf, which I think is really cute.
That is beautiful.
Little whale pictures to end the day.
That is beautiful. Guys, thank you for an amazing show. Thank you for being here. Thank you with dealing with the Boomer Report. Again, I don't understand why I have to like remove and re-add something for it to work. I'm gonna get it figured out, but thank you for the support as always. Thank you for the super chats, those who super chatted and just chilled out watching with us. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Nerds in 1 hour, and that will kick off the rest of the LCU shows. People saying Becky's back. So if you're not a member, please become a member so you can get in that Discord, see what's going on, understand kind of the background and all that, so you can get a little bit of a leg up before the show starts. So again, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Stay beautiful. Miss Beans, anything else before we end this thing?
Have a lovely day, and hopefully we get to see what is going on with Becky, because it seems like Becky and Rich have both been on a quitting spree. Let's see if Tech Talk and Queens can survive.
There it is. All right. Take care, guys.
It's rise and shine. Grab your coffee cup, come spend some time. I know it's early, the start of a new day. No need to worry, it's Low-Cal Cafe. Rise and shine, baby, wake and bake. Clear out your mind, baby, just take a break. Low-Cal Cafe. Chill out with us today.
Love you guys. Take care, everybody.